Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Tuesday, May 21st, 2024. 2 days ago, the president of Iran was apparently killed in a helicopter crash. The 48-hour rule started ticking at that point, and we're now 48 hours post-accident or incident. I wanted to show you a compilation I've got, and then let's ask the tarot cards if there's some information, because I got to tell you, there is conflicting reports coming out about this incident. Every way you turn, there's a different perspective, and some of it's deliberate. There have been people putting up false crash videos, things like that, that aren't the same aircraft. So I hope what I've got for you is accurate information here, but as always, use your discernment. And if one of the items that I reference doesn't seem legit to you, just ignore it, okay? But I did the best I could. Let's go to that compilation. If it interests you, you are welcome to click on the Facebook link that will be in the video description box. And let's see what information I've gathered for this incident with the apparent passing of President Raisi. I apologize. Here we go. Okay, this is the gentleman in question, the president of Iran. Just as a note of interest, he was, whichever the cards tell us it is, 5'7" tall. Keep that in mind as we go through the compilation. First of all, there were some events that led up to the days before the crash that there's been a tumultuous string of high-profile incidents, and that seem more than coincidental. And as we know, Team 17 says there are no coincidences. On May 7th, there was an assassination attempt against the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. On May 13th, Turkish President, I'm not even going to try that name, held an emergency meeting following warnings of a possible military coup. May 15th, there was an assassination attempt on Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico. May 16th, a citizen was arrested for threatening to assassinate the Serbian president. And on May 19th, Saudi Arabia's King Salman was hospitalized for the second time in 4 weeks. Also on the same day, the helicopter crash that claimed the lives of President and Foreign Minister of Iran. These events suggest a concerted effort to destabilize leaders who challenge the prevailing global order. And indeed they do. These gentlemen, for all their faults, have been proponents of their countries moving away from the US dollar. And there's been some very active interest in these countries. I don't know if it's every single one, but in joining the BRICS alliance, which is asset-backed currency. Now, Gateway Pundit has an article about the incident. You can click on that and read it if you like. I also included, in a little disclaimer here, RT.com is Russian-based news. You're going to get a pop-up if you're even allowed to. I use Firefox, and they just asked me, am I really sure I want to follow this link? And I say yes. And I've had no repercussions from it, just so you know. Okay, so, but I believe with some of the more standard browsers, you're not even going to be able to use it. But I like to get the that perspective on news and incidents sometimes, so that I can make up my mind and kind of balance out Western and the Russian perspective. Okay, now let's go here. Here's a photo that, again, we've got some false news coming up, but this seems to be coming from official sources. The photo claiming to show the wreckage of the helicopter of Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi was first published in 2020, showing the wreckage of a plane in Iran's Mazandaran province. Oh, guys, don't chew me up for mispronouncing words. I'm doing my best, okay? And then one anonymous person noted the fuselage is blown out in that picture. Questions remain why the other 2 copters didn't respond immediately, because he was in a convoy of 3 helicopters. They moved on without immediately noting coordinates of the most important helicopter in the air convoy. That does seem a little suspicious, doesn't it? Here is a picture of a very short remains being taken to from the crash site. These are supposed to be the president. Now, it's possible that in the incident he was dismembered, and that's why this is short. If the incident did occur and there has been the fatalities that they have said, just worth noting that this is not a 5'7" individual. Also worth noting is that his identification was done with the aid of a ring that he always wore that was found bloodied and near the crash site. There was no DNA testing. There was too much damage to the cadavers to do positive identification based on visuals. That's kind of interesting. Olivia James, on a platform known now as X, had this 12-second video that she believes is the incident in question, and argued when she was told it wasn't. But again, you can just watch and see. Here it is. There's the helicopter, and there's an explosion, and things start falling, and it twirls, and down it goes. And obviously a crash of some sort, whether it was this incident or not. Like I said, I thought it might be, she genuinely seems to be sorrowful about the incident, and I think she would have taken pains to try to get accurate video about it. So that was why I chose her 12-second clip in my compilation. Again, if it doesn't ring true for you, just disregard it. But there you have it. We've got West and East on the news perspectives. We've got some pictures. Apparently these were the ones released by the official media in Iran, and they've been found to be from 2020. So there's some definite discrepancies and things that just aren't adding up about this whole situation. So I want to be real careful how I frame this question. First of all, I'm going to be asking that any insights or information we get in this read are free of any obfuscation or veiling that has been done to the information. So we want insights that would have come before any obscuring has happened. So we're blending that into our read first of all. I want to ask if was there really a fatality of the president of Iran in this incident? So we got a yes or no element plus other insights and information the universe wants us to know. Because, you know, being identified by a ring found near some bodies that were so harmed that they couldn't be visually identified by sight, that's a little suspect. The accompanying helicopters not stopping and noting coordinates of where that crash occurred, but just kept flying on. That's suspicious. There's some things that just don't add up, that just aren't making sense. Now, let's find out what's going on, or we'll find out as much as the universe is willing to tell us. I'm going to switch the camera, work with the cards, and we'll find out together. Again, the yes or no element was the person seen in the public eye. By the way, he's also was known as the Butcher of Tehran. So there were people that aren't mourning his loss, but it seemed like they were he was no middle ground, either loved him or hated him, is what I seem to be getting from my research into this. Let's find out, did he indeed, that original person, pass away in this helicopter incident 2 days ago, plus other insights and information the universe wants us to know? You know, I just don't know. There was so much coming out negative about this man. And then there's others that we know are truly negative, that there's no bad press that comes out. I honestly don't know what to believe, but I did read, it did ring true that he oversaw a lot of civilian executions during his time as president. And the families of all those that were affected by that are not mourning his loss. So we want this information clear of any veiling attempts. Let's see what we got. We've got the Eight of Wands coming down from the sky. Okay. We've got Judgment. We've got the three. Oh, this is interesting. Three of Swords. Magician. Wheel of Fortune. Queen of Swords. King of Pentacles. Okay, guys, I am going to go on record as saying that that was not the original and 1.0 president of Iran that was killed in that crash. They had a double playing that part. Absolutely. There was a crash, there were fatalities, but this gentleman was not involved. The Judgment card shows up, and when I'm seeing that as the reviewing of past choices, I think he knew that there were either coup attempts or assassination attempts on the way and has removed himself from the public eye. Now, whether that happens by way of assuming a new identity, plastic surgery, what have you, that was not him. That was not him. And the Magician showing up, we've got two major arcana showing up here about the situation and where it is currently. Magician is making something manifest, okay, has the resources available to do whatever needs to be made manifest. And that's why I said how he's going to be a background character now and be out of the public eye, plastic surgery, I don't know. He has the means to do it and he used them. So I'm going to go on record as saying that. Let's look at the near future. Wheel of Fortune's turning, okay? And it's going to continue in the near future for him. Now, both of these with the Wheel of Fortune turning, I'm not saying that we're going from dark to light with him, okay? If you've done deeds to the point that you have to remove yourself from the public eye, and especially in light of the executions and things that he oversaw, that's why I'm not going to make that he's going to the light or going to a better place or moving on. He got himself out of harm's way and at a tricky juncture in his country's happenings. So we have the Queen of Swords showing up here, and she is clear thinking and patient. And so she's saying, have some patience. You're going to see what's going on here. Why this Wheel of Fortune card showed up here for this gentleman and this situation. King of Pentacles, again, a card that is really good. It's a success and sovereignty and generosity card showing up here too. So saying that I think the universe is going to be generous and let us find out what happened to this gentleman. Absolutely. But he did not pass away in that crash. Okay, let's get two more cards and see if there's additional insights again. Now these two cards are going to be for the near future, not for the current, and less insightful. Okay, we got the Hermit, another major arcana showing up, and another Queen showing up, the Queen of Pentacles this time. So the Hermit is shining a light on these events that happened and just letting us know that there's going to be more that comes to light for us about this crash right now, because there is so much deliberate conflicting chatter. That tells me that there is a situation here that they really don't want us to find out about. They don't want the truth to get out about. So that's why there's conflicting information coming out about this. And then the Queen of Pentacles for our final kind of insight card for the near future just talks about this isn't an abundance or generosity that he's going to have in exile or in hiding. Okay, but we're going to have a wealth of information made available to us that helps it all make sense, helps everything to resolve in a way. So it looks like the truth will come out despite their attempts. It's just going to take a while, and we're going to need to parse out like the fake videos, the fake photos, things like that, and see what happens. But again, I'm going on record here saying that was not him, that there was a double in that crash. He may have been on one of the other helicopters, and that's why they kept flying. Or it may have been a deliberate decoy use. So that ended with the worst possible outcome for the decoy. But it was not him. Let's recap. 2 days ago, the president of Iran, who was also known as the Butcher of Tehran, was reported to be killed in a fiery helicopter crash. He was traveling in a convoy of 3 helicopters. There were some anomalies noted almost immediately in the reporting. For example, the other 2 helicopters did not note where the coordinates for where that crash occurred, but just kept flying on. And they were the least important, supposedly, members of that convoy. So why wouldn't they do that? The body that has been declared to be the president's had to be identified by the help of a ring that was nearby that was bloody. The bodies were so dismembered or mutilated that they could not be identified visually. And then they didn't do any dental or DNA testing. They used the ring and said, yep, that's him. The body that was carried out of the crash site was quite short, which could have been explained by dismemberment. So that's why we asked the universe, was the president of Iran really fatally wounded in that incident? And other insights and information. And I may be the only one that says this. I don't know. I don't watch other people to see what they say. I just listen to the cards. The cards said it was a double. It was a decoy of some sort that was killed. There were fatalities in that crash, but it wasn't him. He is working hard to make himself a place outside the public eye. He may be truly just leaving the public eye completely. He may be having plastic surgeries so that he can assume a background identity and be a puppet master. I don't know. Okay. He realized that he was coming to a very perilous point in his career, and this was his exit plan, was how he did it. Wheel of Fortune showed up for the near future. I think ultimately we will find out what happened to this gentleman, despite his efforts to fade into the background and seem to be deceased. I think we're going to find out what happened about him. The hermit kind of said, I'm going to shed some light on this as time goes on. Absolutely. And so we'll see. But according to what the cards told me, that wasn't him. It was a decoy, a double, something, but it wasn't him. And he's now going to be a puppet master. I didn't get any indication that he was truly a good guy and had gone into like some kind of protective witness protection type thing. Not at all. Not at all. But he had the means and resources to affect his exit and to set himself up for the near future, set himself up as he sees fit to continue his life and his shenanigans outside the public eye. That's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time and attention. Again, use your discernment with both the sources I show you and the conclusions I get with the cards. Feel free to disagree. Feel free to laugh. Okay? I am trying to do the best I can to share information as honestly as I can with what I get, but no one's perfect, number one. And number two, if you ask what I care about, I care a whole lot more that you use your critical thinking skills, even if you end up disagreeing with me, than that you agree with me and press that like button and subscribe. I want people thinking for themselves and saying, okay, I'll accept this, this, and this. I need more information about that. Please do that always, always with everybody you listen to. And remember, everybody that is in the truther community, even those that have been compromised, even those that were planted to be activated in sow dissent at some point, they're all putting out some good intel, some good information. You just decide if the amount of truth you're gleaning from someone is worth your time and effort. Okay? We only have so much time. Use it wisely. And please use those critical thinking skills. Use your discernment, what we used to call trust your gut. In case you're new to this and you're wondering, what's discernment? Trust your gut and think for yourself. Until next time, if you're willing to receive it, I send you love, light, and I wish for you everything bright. Bye.